Despite appearances, this is not a film prop from a Star Wars sequel. This is a 2000 lumen flashlight from HOTLIGH. And if you stick around till the end of the video, you can find out how to win one free. So, let's test it out. This is the HOTLIGH 2000 lumen work light, and I don't usually do an unboxing video, but there's so few items in here that it's easy enough to show you what you got. We have a user manual, actually more of a user sheet with fairly small type, and we have a QR card for registering your product, and we have a USB-C cable, pretty basic. And we have our HOTLIGH 2000 lumen work light. Now this is that sort of wedge or flat flashlight design, and it almost is almost small enough to be an EDC, but this is a work light. It's a little bit bigger than I'd want for an EDC. It is just a bit over 4.5 inches long, a little less than 5 inches, and a little less than 2 inches wide, and almost an inch thick. I'd say about 3/4 of an inch, not including the clip here. And it is pretty hefty feeling. Let's just weigh this thing and see. Let's see. We are looking at about just under 6 ounces. So yeah, not super heavy, but yeah, certainly not as light as I'd want for an EDC. That's something I'd keep in my pocket. That's certainly something I'd want to clip onto a work belt more than just carry around in my pocket. It's pretty solid. It's all aluminum metal construction on the housing. Feels pretty solid. Got some nice cuts along the body, the case to provide some good grip points overall. 2 buttons on the side. They control the 2 different light sources. You have your side flood and you have your spot at the very end. And it has an LED lighting strip that shows you your battery charge capacity, as well as a breathing light. And it can tail stand. It's flat enough to tail stand, and the tail also has magnets. So yeah, you could use this, clip this onto to the side of a cabinet, or put this underneath a hood and use this as a work light. As a work light, you've got the 2 buttons here. You have your main spot. Press the button on the top there to turn it on, and you can see the charge indicator. Press it again to get high mode, and press it again to turn it off. And unfortunately, it does not have mode memory, which is kind of a shame, considering nowadays it's pretty much should be standard in all work lights and EDC lights. But it does have a stepless brightness, so you turn it on, and if you keep the button pressed after that, you can dim it, and that blink says that it's its lowest brightness, and then you can press it again and it'll go to its maximum brightness, and again it'll blink when it reaches its maximum brightness. So you can have some fine adjustments, but it doesn't remember the last brightness mode, so that's unfortunate there. Now our side flood, press that, you get a low, high, and you get a UV mode. Double press, you turn on the breathing mode on this strip, and it cycles through RGB colors. Has a couple of different modes. Seems a little bit more of a gimmick than an emergency signal light. Yeah, definitely more disco than emergency, but I don't know. Let me know if you have any use for a breathing light, or at least one that cycles through all these different colors like this. Not quite sure if it has any usable function other than as a party light. All right, and of course there is a little cover on the side, on the other side from the buttons. That is where our USB charging port is. This is IPX6 rated, which means that this will survive heavy rain or heavy water jets, but it is not designed to be fully submerged. So let's see, we can attach a USB-C cable to this, and you can see the charge indicator now. It's not quite fully full, but we'll recharge this until it's fully full, and then we'll give it a lumen test next. I fully charged the flashlight and let it run for about 10 seconds to warm up the battery. And as you can see, my ice cooler testing rig is not a NASA-designed scientific instrument, but I did calibrate it to a known 100 lumen lamp. And based on my calibrations, I got an output of about 1600 lumens, which is a bit shy of the 2000 lumens that they advertise. Next, I turned on the side floodlight and checked that as well. And I set that on high too and recorded an output of about 1300 lumens, which is less than the high output from the spotlight, but that might be due to the fact that both are running off of the same battery, which is no longer at peak charge. This is the HOTLIGH on low mode for the spot, and you can see the hot spot's about 4.5 feet wide at this distance, about 10 feet away from the door. And there's a gradual transition into the spill. And this is on high mode. Now I'm going to switch over to the side light. This is the flood, pretty wide flood. And this is on high mode, and you can see there's really no hot spot on the flood. Here's the HOTLIGH spotlight on low. Now switching over to high output. Industry standard drop tests are from 1 meter or 3 feet. I'm going to drop it from 6 feet twice onto rocks and dirt, so we'll see if it still works. The manufacturer claims a 15-hour runtime that's probably set at low. Well, I'm going to set it at high, and let's see how long this will run. But don't worry, we're not going to sit here for 15 hours, or even 15 minutes for that matter. I've set my camera to time-lapse, and we've sped up the footage. And that's 1 hour done, and the flashlight is still pretty bright. Oh, but now a red light has turned on. I wonder if that means it's going to be shutting off sometime soon. Do you think it'll make it to 100 minutes? And it did. But it stopped at 108 minutes. So that's over an hour and a half of total runtime, and that is on high mode, which was over 1,000 lumens. Thanks for sticking around till the end of the video, and don't forget to hit the like button, the subscribe button, and the notification bell buttons right now. Just takes a second, it's absolutely free, so I appreciate you taking a moment to press those buttons before this video ends. And I'd like to thank HOTLIGH for sending out their 2000 lumen light for me to test. Now, truth be told, I've never heard of the brand HOTLIGH before. Maybe you have, and that's the reason why you are watching this video. Or maybe you haven't. Let me know in the comments if you've ever heard of HOTLIGH. But it's a bit of an unfortunate name. Maybe they were going with Hot Light, but they left off the last T for whatever reason. It's unfortunate because HOTLIGH kind of sounds like it's a hot lie, like the fact that they were claiming that this is a 2000 lumen light. The best I could get was 1600 lumens. To be fair, that's pretty close, and it's a pretty bright amount of light, but it's not 2000. I kind of wish that they would have just claimed that this was a 1500 lumen light and over-delivered on that promise. And I kind of wish that the buttons here had mode memory. And to me, that's a pretty standard thing on flashlights. So I don't know, is that a deal breaker for you or not? Let me know in the comments about that. But all in all, I think this is still a pretty cool light. It looks kind of sci-fi. It looks really, the design, I like that. And it is really ruggedly built. And this has a street price of about $45-ish. So actually at that price, and it's 1600 lumens, this is a pretty good deal. If you're interested in picking this up, I've included product links as well as more information in my full written review at moondogindustries.com, and I'll include a link to that in this video's description. But also, I'm giving you the opportunity to win this flashlight from HOTLIGH. They're letting me choose a winner in my contest. For details on that free contest, go to moondogindustries.com/contest. Good luck, God bless, Moondog out. Hey, I'd like to know what you thought of this video. Leave me a comment or chat with me on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, MeWe, Instagram, or Locals. And if you want to see all of my videos, go to moondogindustries.com.